Detailed summary of the 9/11 attacks on September 11, 2001. The world was shaken by an unprecedented terrorist attack that reshaped global history, targeting the heart of the United States, the world's unchallenged superpower at the time. The World Trade Center's Twin Towers in New York City, the tallest and most iconic buildings globally, symbolized American economic dominance, having been featured in nearly 500 Hollywood films. These towers, along with the Pentagon, were deliberately chosen as targets to maximize psychological and symbolic impact. The meticulously planned attack was executed by 19 hijackers, reportedly from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Lebanon, and the UAE, with affiliations to extremist groups. These individuals, organized into 5-member teams, underwent extensive training over months to hijack for commercial airplanes. Each hijacker had a specific role, with some trained as pilots to navigate the planes to their targets. Armed with small knives and box cutters, they swiftly took control of the planes after takeoff, overpowering passengers and crew to execute a coordinated plan. The first plane, American Airlines Flight 11, was hijacked just 15 minutes after departing from Boston. Mohammed Atta, the operations leader, was at the controls. During the hijacking, Atta mistakenly pressed a button that connected him to New York's air traffic control, announcing, "We have taken control of the plane. Stay calm, and we will land it." This caused initial confusion at the airport, as controllers believed the plane might attempt to land. Instead, Atta turned the plane sharply toward Manhattan, descending rapidly toward the World Trade Center. Air traffic controllers soon realized the plane's true intent, but it was too late. The plane crashed into the North Tower at full speed, an event initially broadcast by news channels as a tragic accident, as the world was unaware of the deliberate nature of the crash. At the time, U.S. President George W. Bush was visiting a school in Florida, where his secretary quietly informed him of the incident. Like many, Bush initially assumed it was an accident, as no prior attack of this scale had targeted such prominent landmarks. Approximately 30 minutes later, a second plane, United Airlines Flight 175, also hijacked with precise timing, struck the South Tower of the World Trade Center. This crash, broadcast live on global news channels, dispelled any notion of an accident, revealing a coordinated terrorist attack. Marwan al-Shehi, a 23-year-old accomplice, piloted the second plane, which had been redirected from Los Angeles to New York. The world watched in horror as the towers burned, with live footage capturing the devastation and confusion. The hijackers' plan was designed to ensure maximum global visibility, with the second crash confirming their intent to strike at the heart of American power. News channels interrupted regular programming to cover the unfolding tragedy, initially labeling it a catastrophic accident before the reality of the attack became clear. Meanwhile, a third plane, American Airlines Flight 77, piloted by Hani Hanjar, a Saudi citizen, was hijacked and redirected from its original route toward Washington, D.C. Hanjar turned the plane sharply, accelerating toward the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense and a symbol of American military might. The plane crashed into the Pentagon's western facade, causing a massive explosion and partial collapse. News channels shifted focus from the World Trade Center to the Pentagon, showing clips of the destruction as the world grappled with the scale of the attacks. The U.S. military was placed on high alert, and orders were issued for all planes nationwide to land immediately to prevent further incidents. The fourth plane, United Airlines Flight 93, piloted by Zayed Jarrah, was intended to target a significant Washington landmark, likely the U.S. Capitol or another key government building. However, passengers on this flight, alerted by phone calls from loved ones about the earlier crashes, realized the hijackers' claims of landing the plane were false. Understanding it was a suicide mission, the passengers, led by individuals like Todd Beamer, fought back, storming the cockpit in an attempt to regain control. Jarrah, unable to maintain control, increased the plane's speed and deliberately crashed it into a field in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, missing its intended target. The passengers' heroic actions likely saved countless lives at the intended target, though the plane's 44 occupants perished. The aftermath was catastrophic. The South Tower collapsed about an hour after being struck, killing over 1,000 people, followed by the North Tower's collapse, claiming 1,600 lives. In total, nearly 3,000 people died across the four attacks, including approximately 200 who jumped from the World Trade Center's upper floors to escape the raging fires. The Pentagon attack killed 125 on the ground and 64 on the plane. The coordinated nature of the attacks, executed with chilling precision, stunned the world. American news channels, initially reporting the first crash as an accident, soon shifted to live coverage of the collapsing towers, broadcasting the horror to a global audience. Days after the attacks, Mohammed Atta's father gave an interview, denying his son's involvement and blaming Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, for orchestrating the attacks. This claim added to the global speculation and conspiracy theories that emerged in the wake of the tragedy. The U.S. government, led by President Bush, declared the nation under attack, with the military on high alert and air traffic grounded. The attacks marked a turning point, exposing vulnerabilities in global security and prompting the U.S. to launch a prolonged military response, targeting terrorist networks abroad. The events of 9/11 remain one of the most defining moments of the 21st century, reshaping international relations, security policies, and the global perception of safety.